Hey everybody, welcome to my video review of the new Beats Studio Buds. In this video, I'm going to give my full review after having them for 1 week and compare them to AirPods and AirPods Pro. Then I'll go over what I think the target audience is for each and what I think are the best ones to buy for you. Let's get to it. So, as I've said, I've been using the Beats Studio Buds now for just over a week. Overall, I've had a decent experience with them, but they certainly aren't perfect. But to be fair, nothing is. First, I want to talk about the good things about the Beats. And the first thing I think is the price. At $149.99 US, they're a good price for what you're getting. True wireless headphones with noise cancellation. The original or base AirPods themselves sell for $159 US, and the AirPods Pros sell for $249 US. The Beats Studio Pros offer similar basic performance for a better price with arguably better sound. Which brings me to the second really big benefit, the sound. To preface, I'm not an audiophile, but I do enjoy audio clarity and fidelity with good bass. The Beats don't disappoint. They're very clear in the high range with some good bass levels that earn them the Beats name, while still having high fidelity. The bass is powerful but not muffled. I find it's a good balance. They have more bass than the original AirPods for sure, and a bit more than the AirPods Pro from what I found. Another benefit of the Beats is that they are platform agnostic, as in, it doesn't matter whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone, they'll work the same for both. I can see this being a big benefit for many. Also, the fact that they charge via USB-C will really please some as well, so you don't need any special cables. Now for what I find to be some of the negatives, and they are admittedly subjective. First, for me is the fit. I can see how they would fit great for some people, but for me, I can't seem to find a comfortable fit. I found both the small and medium tips fit in my ears okay, but I don't like how they feel. They start to hurt after wearing them for a while. But I think this has more to do with the design, as they do go deeper in your ear than both the AirPods and AirPods Pro, and I do usually avoid that design myself as I find it quite uncomfortable for me. But one of the benefits of this design is it creates better passive noise cancellation when you have a tight fit. But I much prefer how the AirPods Pro goes about it while not going as deep into my ear. Another negative in comparison to the AirPods lineup is that these are not a part of iCloud Sync, so you have to manually sync them with every device you use them with. That may not necessarily be a deal breaker for many, but I found it inconvenient for me. Also, the case is the biggest of all three. It's still small enough to fit in most jean pockets, but it does create a more noticeable bulge. And lastly, I have found that they are not the best for phone calls, as they have the worst mics of the three from what I found. They're not terrible for phone calls, but you really do have to speak up more than when you're using the AirPods Pro in my experience. Some points about the Beats that may be positive or negative depending on your stance is that they do support the new Spatial audio feature in Apple Music, which is pretty cool. Personally, I found it to be hit and miss, but to a point where I've turned it off and set a calendar reminder to try it again in 2 months to see if it's better. I found most of the tracks I like that have this feature so far to sound more to my liking without spatial audio. Now I'd like to talk about the noise cancellation. The noise cancellation is pretty good on the Beats, but I think it's mostly due to the passive noise cancellation the deep ear design provides in this case. I found the noise cancellation to be close to, if not the same as, the AirPods Pro. The big difference I find is in the transparency mode. I find the transparency mode of the AirPods Pro to be much better than the Beats. Transparency mode on the Beats works and gets the job done, but the surroundings don't sound natural at all. I found the transparency mode to be far more enjoyable to use on the AirPods Pro as it sounds far more lifelike, with a good mix of your music and surroundings. Also, when I talk to people around me with the Beats, I felt like I was talking to people with my fingers in my ears, which I found disorienting. I don't have this issue with the AirPods Pro. I'm sure it's something I could adjust to over time, but it was a bit of an annoyance to me. Another interesting point about the Beats Studio Buds is the Ondevice Controls. Each bud has one button. By default, when you press and hold the button, it cycles through the noise cancellation options, and it works the same as the AirPods Pro. One press to play pause, double press to fast forward, triple press to go back. The same as the AirPods Pro force sensor. I found every time I used the button, it kind of pushed the Beats deeper in my ear, but I think that is normal for most earbuds of that design. The button has a good feel to it. You have to purposely press it for it to work. If you brush it by accident, I don't think it would be triggered. Also, the Beats Studio Buds come in 3 great color choices: black, red, and white. I bought the white, and they do look good. In terms of battery life, I feel it's kind of a wash. The Beats do get either 5 or 8 hours of battery life, depending on whether you use the noise cancellation, with up to 24 hours of battery life in the case, as the AirPods Pro only offer 4.5 hours of battery life with the noise cancellation on, and the same 24 hours of battery life in the case. So the reality is a 30-minute difference in battery between the two. And just for reference, the original AirPods get 5 hours of battery life with the same 24 hours of battery life in the case. And one thing to note that is probably not a deal breaker, but the Beats don't have wireless charging, only the wired charging via USB-C. So which one should you buy? Who is the target audience of each? I personally think it's mostly down to the Beats versus the AirPods Pro, as I really don't recommend buying the original AirPods in 2021 as they are quite old and are likely going to be updated within the next year. Also, they don't sound as good as the other two, and they're more expensive than the Beats. I don't really recommend the original AirPods to anyone unless there's something particular about them you like. So between the Beats Studio Buds and the AirPods Pro, I think the Beats are the best price and appeal to almost everyone and are a great default choice for most users now. They sound great when listening to music and work on both Android and iPhone easily. The only disadvantages to them in comparison to the AirPods Pro is the device switching between your Apple devices, iCloud Sync for one-time pairing, and the subjective comfort they may offer. For me, the AirPods Pro are the best choice since I'd find them far more comfortable and benefit from the auto device switching. But unless those features matter to you, then the Beats Studio Buds are a solid option. What do you think about the Beats Studio Buds? Will you be buying them? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And while you're down there, don't forget to ring that bell and subscribe to the channel for more tech videos, including tech how-tos, every week. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.